Hello. In this video, let's see how BMC AMI Database Advisor for IMS can be used to create the JCL for prepare and the restructure function of the BMC AMI Fast Path online restructure for IMS tool. The first step in running restructure is to run the prepare function. To create the JCL for prepare function, you need to locate the database for which you need to make changes. In this example, it is database DPC0B. When you click on the database name, then on the right side of the Database Advisor screen, under the Utilities tab, you will see a link, Fast Path Restructure. This link will take you to a new tab from where the JCL creation is done. Then click on Create New Restructure Job and then click Next. Here you need to fill different details, like the IMS subsystem, the new ACB lab from where the new definitions of the database are to be read. New res lab, where you will have keep any new load modules like a new randomizer or compression routine, if there are any changes to those. And the new PFX lab, in case you have any PFX indexes defined and there are any changes. Let me add the new ACB lab for DPC0B, our sample database for this example. Then click Next. If you are adding areas, press the Check for New Areas button to scan the ACB lab for new areas. In this example, we are not adding a new area. You can choose from several options from the DBRC Register section. Then click Next. Here, in this section, you need to choose details of the shadow datasets. The first text box contains the suffix for the original area datasets or the current area datasets. In this case, this is O. After the area datasets are renamed, the current area dataset name will be changed to its name.o. You also need to specify the suffix for the primary shadow dataset. This is that dataset, which will become the primary area dataset after renaming. Additionally, you can also give details for a secondary shadow dataset if you want to take image copy of the primary area. In the Allocated By section, the details of data class, management class, and storage class can be given as per your mainframe shop, or you can enter the volume serial number where you want these datasets to allocate. In the next screen, you can mention the job card for your prepared JCL. Click Next to go at the Workflow Properties section. Here you need to define the workflow name and the description. These are the identifiers you can use to identify the status entry of the workflow status. The output dataset prefix will be used to name the PDS that will hold the generated JCL and the PDS that will hold the plan file. Again, give the allocation parameter for these datasets. At the end of screen, you can see the name of plan file and the PDS, which will hold the JCL. On the next screen, you can choose to either only generate the JCL or generate JCL and submit. Click on Generate JCL and then on Finish. This will generate the JCL. Let's refresh and see the status of workflow. This is the workflow WF0B. The status for this workflow is generated. This means that the JCL for prepare is generated and ready for submit. If you want to edit the created JCL, then that can be done using Edit JCL option. Click Save to save changes to JCL. The JCL can be submitted by clicking on Create Plan File button. Once the prepared job completes, the status of workflow changes to complete. Now click on the workflow and then proceed to restructure by clicking on the buttons Continue to Restructure. If your database has S steps, set how many S steps are to be used and Wizard will create the number of cylinders. Next, enter all details as was done during prepare phase. And click Next. The Shadow Data Set section. Here we set the original area dataset and the primary shadow dataset suffix, as was done during prepare step. Once done, hit Next. The Sync ACB lab section. Here, if your ACB lab is not shared in your IMS Plex environment, then you need to choose No so that the new database control blocks can also be copied to other non-shared ACB labs. If you select No, then you have option to choose between All and Active. All means that the new control block will be copied to all your ACB labs, that is to active, inactive, and non-suffixed ACB lab. And active means that the new control block will only be copied to your active ACB lab in other IMS in your Plex environment. I'll choose active and proceed ahead. Enter the job card here and hit Next. Then on this screen, click on Generate JCL to create the JCL. On this screen, when you select the workflow for Restructure, which is this one, then you can simply submit the JCL. Note that the status of this workflow is generated and submitted. If you want to edit the JCL before you submit, then you can click on Edit JCL, make your changes, and save it. Then this updated JCL can be submitted. Once the Restructure job completes successfully, the status of the workflow is changed to completed. Thank you.